Hi everyone. Today's minute lesson is Introduction to the TI-83 Plus calculator. So as you can see, I'm using a virtual TI-83 Plus. You could use, if you have your own, bring that out. And basically the goal today is just to, if you've never used a TI-83 before, is just to get you used to a graphing calculator. If your only experience with calculators is your basic or scientific calculator. So one of the reasons that you want to just start getting used to, particularly in middle school, using the TI-83 is so that you become more comfortable with it as you learn more skills moving through middle school and into high school, which you'll need to use it. And also, if they give it to you during a standardized test, and you're not familiar with it, most students will tend not to use it. But if you sort of know your way around it, then you can make it work for you. It's not as overwhelming as it looks. Now, there's a lot of keys on there you'll look at, you don't know what they mean, and that doesn't really matter right now. All you really need to know are some basics so that it can be beneficial for you. One thing about the TI-83 calculator is that when you look at the keys, whatever word or abbreviation or letter, or a number or symbol you see on the key is a primary function. So whatever's directly on the key, you use that key for. So you can see the numbers, the operations, etc. And if I were to click on, it would turn on. You see my cursor is now on the screen. So if you look at the on key, above that is the word off in yellow. That just means for that key to be the off key, you have to press the second function. You see it sort of changes in appearance, and then click it and it's off. Okay, so we're going to do a couple problems today. Basic whole number operations using parentheses and integers. So here's a real simple problem here. Again, we want to turn it on. And as I said, if you just look right here, you have everything you need for just your basic calculations. So nothing fancy, 23 minus 7. I want to press enter, and I get 16. Okay, so let's keep on going. I'm going to clear that out. Now, oftentimes it's very helpful for us to use parentheses, particularly when we have multiple operations. So in this one, we have two operations, and we're going to add together 201 plus 4, and we've used these parentheses. Now we're going to go over to division. Notice that division looks a lot like it's that slash, right? Because remember, division and fractions are the same thing, that dividing symbol. So that's the same. 5, enter, your answer is 41. Okay, and you can always pause the video and take your time. I'm going to show you where you can, at the end, find different links to different skills that may be helpful for you right now. Okay, I'm clearing. I'm going to enter this new problem. So a big thing, especially if you're new to integers, you want not to confuse your subtraction symbol, which is sort of like the bluish grayish keys, and your negative sign, which is right directly under the 3. Okay, so I have a negative 14 minus, okay, negative minus, they're not the same, so don't confuse them. You enter in your numbers, you calculate a negative 35. All right, let's clear that and go to the next one. Okay, I'm going to use my parentheses here. I'm going to put a negative 8, close the parentheses. Now I'm going to cube this. This is saying negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8, negative 8 3 times. I'm going to raise to the third power and enter. So that's use of exponents. Now, if I just have squared, same thing. I'm using my parentheses here because it's saying negative 7 squared. See this key right here says x squared? Okay. And I'm going to enter that, say -7 times -7. The answer is 49. Now that's different from -7 squared, or the opposite of 7 squared. So here it's saying I take what's in the parentheses and I use it as a factor twice, -7 times -7. Here it's saying the opposite of 7 squared. Without the parentheses, it reads differently. So we just proved that -7 squared is -7 times -7, which is 49. But in this case, it's the opposite of 7 squared. 7 squared is 49. The opposite of that is -49. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Square root is the symbol is right here above the x squared key. So I'm going to use my yellow keys. So my secondary function, I press second, I press that key, and I'm going to enter the number. Now there's no numbers following it, so I don't need a parentheses right here. So it won't matter if you use it or not. This is to say that 13 times 13 is 169. So it is the square root of 169. Okay. All right, let's keep on going with the, I believe we have one more. Now we have multiple operations here. So I want you to watch how I use parentheses here. Remember we said that the square root of 169. Here I must close that with a parentheses. Otherwise it's going to read whatever else I put in as the square root, but you only want the square root of 169. And then you want to add that to, remember our negative is down here, 6, close parentheses, square that, multiply negative 5.5 in the parentheses. Remember not to confuse negative and subtraction signs. And then we are going to press enter. Our answer is a negative 185. Okay, so let's keep on going. If you would like to practice some more, I'm going to put a link in at the bottom of the page. And what you're going to see is it'll take you to a website that, let me open this here now. You can see a list of ways to find your way around the TI-83 calculator. So let's say you're doing absolute value, and it'll show you where you can locate absolute value. You notice that there's classic mode, which is typically TI-80, well, only TI-83, and then 84 offers what's called the math print mode. So the difference between TI-83 and TI-84, TI-84, the appearance is, more updated, sleeker. It uses math print as shown here. Can do the same things, has more memory and storage. Okay, so whichever version you have, just get comfortable with it and know that you can. There's a lot of resources online. I'm going to make more videos beyond this one to deal specifically with fractions and percents and scatter plots, things like that. But in the meantime, I'll put this below. Everybody, hope you learn a little bit of something if this is your first time using TI-83 plus calculator, and have an awesome day. I'll see you next time.